Right, so we've been out doing what's called res farming. We killed a few bad guys. We got 1.2 million. And so now we're ready for the next stage where we've got to fly a long way. So we've got to change some things on our ship. Can refuel while we're here. So outfitting. This is where we get all our stuff. Now, luckily for this activity, we don't need very much at all. We only need to be able to fly a long way. So there's two things we need: the best fuel scoop and the best frame shift drive. And then we'll need to make our ship as light as possible. The lighter you are, the further you can jump. So I'm going to get rid of the guns. We don't get any money for them, but it just, when you sell them, but it lightens your ship. And where we're going, we can buy some more. Just speed up our journey a little bit by increasing our jump range. At the moment, you can see, look, this is our jump range, 6 light years. You can't go anywhere with that. So we've done the hard points. We haven't got anything in the utility anyway. It's empty. Core, internal. That's the main things, right? So we want to start with a frame shift drive. Browse shop. 2A is what we want. So each time you buy something, your money goes down, obviously. What's the next thing we need? So we need to lighten some of these things. The power plants. Let's see if we can get. I think we need a 2D. 2D is the lightest, but you need enough power as well. So at the moment we got 7.2 kilowatts. That should be enough. We're only using 4.85 at the moment. We're going to get some more stuff. Thrusters. I'm going to go for 2D for now. Life support, same if we've got it. No, we haven't got it. So 1E is probably okay. If you look up here, it says the mass 1.3 tons. So that's 1.3. That's 2. That's 1.3. Yeah, we could spend 20,000 on that, but I doubt that we'll need it. Let's just get this one for good measure, just in case we get our cockpit blown out or lose it for whatever reasons. Power distributor, D grade. Yeah, we got one of those. And sensors, D grade if we can. Yeah. So we've still got 1 million left. Now, these are the expensive things. Optional internal. We need the fuel scoop. We don't need any shields at the moment. Where are we? Fuel scoop. There it is. 2A. And we've already got the SRV. If you'd started in Trevithick Dot with the basic version, you can't do this. So yeah, you can only do this activity with the SRV. So doesn't work in a basic one. So discovery scanner, we don't need that. We need a cargo rack, and we need 4 tons. So we're going to change that. So here we are. We got 4 tons capacity of cargo. That's essential. We need the SRV, and we need the fuel scoop. We don't need any shields. So we've now got everything we need for our next activity. And if you look now, our jump range is up to 17 light years. That doesn't seem enough. Do we store this? That's heavy. It's 12 tons if we get rid of it. How did I do that last time? So what I think I'm going to do, I think you can buy it when you get there. So what I'm going to... Oh, hang on. No, I need to change something. I'm going to put it into storage because in case there's not one at the place we're going, I can call it up. It's probably take an hour to arrive, but you can go and have a cup of tea. Then when it comes, stick it in your ship. So transfer options, store. What that means is you've got one of those wherever you need it. Sorry, I forgot that we do... No, that's okay. No. So we've got a fuel scoop, which is all we need. And cargo racks are empty, so they won't weigh us down. We've got nothing in the utility. And the core internals, everything's its lightest. We've got enough power. Can we get away with a 1D? Round shop. No, they don't allow one, so this is... now you can see we got 23 light years jump range. So that's a lot more than 17. So now we've got to plan our routes. So you open up the galaxy map and click this symbol here, which is the route one, and type in Quince, like the fruit, and you'll see it's a long, long way away. So now we click this symbol here. Remember that one is if you're within the system. If you're travelling within a system, this one if you're jumping to a different system. So that's one we want, and why won't it allow it? Oh, I haven't selected it. A bit weird that this was related to another star. So here we are, there it is there. So click on it. The first bit, it's a bit awkward. So where it's dotted line, that means you haven't got fuel for it. And if we look at the other end, you can't see it on here, but down this end it'll be solid as far as you got fuel to jump. But the Sidewinder has got a very small fuel tank. You can only do two jumps and then you're out of fuel. So that's why we need the fuel scoop. So it's one more thing we got to do. Sorry, still on the galaxy map. So what we want to do now, see these stars, click on that one. And we got to make sure that we're only jumping to stars that are scoopable. So O, B, A, F, G, K and M are all scoopable. I've got those already selected, but I think probably when you start they're all selected like this, but not that one. So what you need to do is all these bottom ones up to M, unclick them, L. Right, so these ones, nice and easy to remember, KGB foam, FOAM, KGB like the Russians. So if you just remember that, they're the scoopable stars. But now that they got this in the galaxy map, you know, you just click these ones and then you won't be bothered by anything else. So apply filter to route, that's important. What that means now is that when we plot the route, that it'll only do it in these scoopable stars. So we've lost Quince now, so if I want to go back to... I'm just going to check again. That's how it was, but sorry, you need to do set the that filter first. So I'm just going to unclick and then click it again. So that's now definitely plotted the route, applying that filter. So that's very important to do it like that, otherwise you're going to run out of fuel and you'll be back to start again. So, right, so all ready to go now. We don't need to do anything. We don't need to plan any priorities on modules at the moment. So you'll see we've got no shields. You need to be a bit more careful now. When you bump into things, you're going to lose some of your hull. So the only thing you need pips to now is systems, because you've got no weapons. Sorry, is engines, because you've got no weapons and you've got no shields. Maybe 2 to systems just to keep the minor things going.
Detachment complete. Moderate speed on exit.
So just be careful on the slot now. So take your landing gear up and stick to 100, more or less. If there's nothing about it, you can go faster. So boost clear. Just make sure there's no ships in front of you when you boost, because if you crash into one in the no fire zone, you'll be fined, and if he dies, you get a bounty on you. And then the police come after you, and bounty hunters. So as soon as we see we're going to boost again. Mass lock's gone, so now I'm ready to jump. So just press your frame shift drive and start pointing at the target. 1Z or IZ Bootis. So we're going to scoop at this one, so I'm going to give you some instructions. Scooping is quite tricky if you don't know how to do it. If you do know how to do it, it's dead simple. So you need to pay attention to this. Right, I'm going to zero throttle now. So if you arrive at a star at zero throttle, you're in control. You're not going to fly into it. So I'm just going to point away for a little bit. Right, I'm going to go to the options here. In the controls, mouse controls, show mouse widget on. Default is off. So switch it on and then apply it. Back to game menu, resume. And what that does, that puts that dot right in the middle of your screen. Can you see it? Which is where you're pointing. You might have seen that before and wondered what it was. Now, when I open my throttle and get a little bit of speed up, you'll see a line appear. See that yellow line? It's gone again now. It was just about where I'm pointing now. Let's see if I got it. There. Okay. What you mustn't do is fly inside that. If you do, you crash into the star and take a lot of damage. So always keep that dot outside. But when you go forward, now up to full throttle, the fuel scoop is automatic. It just starts scooping. So just fly around, keeping that dot outside that line. I'm just throttling back a bit to keep it sort of close, because as long as I'm in this range, it's scooping. And then eventually you fill up the tank, and then the scooping stops. You cannot jump until it stops. So it's gone now, so I can jump. If you try and jump when it's still scooping, you'll overheat and take a lot of damage. You see sparks going off everywhere. So don't do that. Just wait till the fuel scoop's gone away, and then you can jump. So we do it one more time at this one. Now every star is a different size, so some takes a long time to get round, some very quick. So if you fly around quickly, sometimes you don't always fill up the tank. That's not a problem, because you can get it at the next one. So here we go, there's the target. So I've just kept full throttle this time, so quick to turn to the edge of the star. Just pointing, you want it to point fairly close to the line, but not inside it. Just like this. I'm just pointing down a bit to stay in the scooping zone. Now I'm pointing away, and it's just filled up, and we're on our way. Right, I've got one more thing to show you with scooping, because it's important for later in the game. So with this side one, that's what you can do. Now you might have noticed that there's a bit of smoke coming from the dashboard. But when your temperature goes over about 70, it starts smoking. And when it gets to 100, you get sparks and damage. So you don't want to go over 100. So I'll just show you something at this next one if I can. Right, I'm stopping this time. It won't scoop when you're stopped. Because I'm not quite in the scooping zone yet. So I'm just giving low throttle to get into the scooping zone. Now I'm stopping. So zero throttle, and you'll see that the scooping stays at a fixed rate, 20.59 whatever's per second, and the heat is also constant at 58. Now with every ship and every fuel scoop, there's doesn't matter which star you're at, that there's a maximum rate you can scoop at before your temperature continuously increases. So I don't know what it is for this one. If I just go forward a little bit, we'll have a look. So that was about 50. So you see now the temperature up to 65. But it's still stable, it's not going up. When I get to about 70 maybe, what will happen is that temperature just keeps increasing. And if I go a bit forward, you can't see what rate it is because I'm full at the moment, but okay, let's say that's the maximum now. Now you'll see the temperature going up. So if I just carry on scooping here, eventually you see the smoke. Here comes the smoke at 75. It starts, goes up and up and up and up, and eventually when you get to 100, you're taking damage. So once you get to 80, turn away from the star. If you do go over temperature. But what you want to do later on in the game, when you've got other ships and you can't scoop so efficiently, is find out what your maximum scooping speed is. Just experiment the first time you go out with it to find out what's the maximum rate you can go without the temperature continuously increasing. It does go up as you scoop more, but it stays the same temperature. You know, it's high but stays stable. If it's increasing, then you need to scoop at a lower rate, and you can stay there all day scooping to your heart's content and you'll be safe. So that's quite important with fuel scooping. So if you just make a mental note of what that number is, so in most instances you just scoop round the star like this and you're on your way to the next jump. So I'm still at full throttle and I'm just scooting around. This is quite a big star, so we'll see the temperature go up a bit this time. So once it gets to 80, you need to turn away. So there we are, we're not round it yet. So if I carried on, I would be overheating. So just turning away. And that's it, now I can engage the frame shift drive and I'm clear. So that's it, that's all it is. So now, I don't know how many jumps we've got. 20 more jumps to Quince. So I'll see you there. I'm not going to bore you with every jump, but that's as far as we go with scooping and general travelling with a Sidewinder. Right, here we are, we've just arrived in Quince. The station we want is the nearest one, it's Millerport. So a locked destination. Where is it? Now just remember, you've got no shield, so when you go into the station, whoops, I'm going to overshoot. What you do when you're going to overshoot, turn away from it. And then turn back again. Right, if you look at the symbol of the station, it's sort of pointing up to left 45 degrees. So what we want to do is come in from the same angle. So, if you like, the length from the dot to the station sort of matches the length of the symbol on your HUD down the bottom there. So I'm in the blue zone now, so I won't overshoot this time. So just sort of keep it there. And you'll end up coming straight in that way. See how it's gradually tilting round. So just match the angle and the length all the time. When it gets to 1 megameter, you get the safe disengage. Right now, single boost. We've still got 4 pips for engines. So now we want contacts again, Millerport, request docking. So same procedure, green on the right and the green side. So I'm just going to slow down a bit now. You can put if I put my landing gear down, you'll see how much you slow down. It's just half speed. So I'm just going to open up just short of full throttle to get the speed's 94 now. You want to try and keep it below 100. That's fairly important here because we want to be here for a long time, so we don't want to annoy anybody by getting a bounty on us. Right, so number 14, we can see it on the left there. So there's different ways of learning. Last time we did it using the dot, as we can see it. What I normally do is just point at the far side like that. Right, take your pips off your engines now, so you got none. That'll make it nice and docile. Make sure you got your landing gear down. So just keep pointing at the far side, lining up with it. nice and gentle on the throttle. Then when you get close, just pitch up a little bit, and then use your throttle thrusters to finish off. So Starport Services, just have a look and see what they're offering us this time. The thing we're interested in this time is the mission board, and the missions we're looking for is none here. We got a donation one. I'm going to take that. It's a low one, 25,000. They don't go any lower than that. We're going to make loads of money here, so we're not wasting anything, we're investing. What we need to do is get these up to here, and you do that by doing missions for these people, and then they reward you with rep. So the only way of, at this point, of getting those reps up is by doing missions, or go and do a bit of bounty hunting at the nav beacon. I'm going to come to that in a minute. Without any rep, they don't offer you the missions you want. Let's just see what happens if we accept this one. So you then have to pay it. So after you've done it, you get this symbol here. So if you see any symbol there, that means there's a mission to cash in. In this case, just cashing out. Right. So now, what you have to do? We haven't got any missions there now. You can wait 10 minutes and then look at the mission board again, and it'll be different. Or you can speed things up. Some people don't like the idea of doing this, but most people do. So what you do, you log out. We were in solo. Now it doesn't matter which mode we're in. You can do this in open if you want. Start. We're not actually going to play in open at the moment. We're just using open to get the missions. So you see I've got a private group there. It's worth making a private group with just you in it, because it gives you an extra option for getting missions. You'll see in a minute. So we now look at the mission board and see what's going on there. So they're offering us massacre missions. These are the ones we want. Civil War, surface scan. But we need to be cordial. That means we need to be in that block there. So if you look at them, 75, 68,000, they're worth quite a lot. There's another one there, 146,000 from him. But we're not cordial. So I'm just going to do one of each. So that was open. Save. Private group. Then I'll do one of solo. And we'll see whether any missions turn up. Yeah, that's spending money on the donation missions. It's an investment. It's going to pay back many times over, so it's worth doing. Anything that at this stage that gets that rep up. This guy's got 3. They're massacre, which can't do that. Look, there's one, 231. If only we were cordial. And more there, but we can't get them. So I'll do one more. Last time I couldn't get any at all. But there were no low donation ones. They wanted about 1 million credits for donations. So I just want to see what the effects of that is. So what we're going to do is go out to the nav beacon and kill a few bad guys. And that'll get us some rep then when we come back. Have we got any? See, again, cordial. More donation ones. So we could take both of those. We got loads of money, like 783,000. So I'm going to take them. So that's why you want a little bit more money. You know, I did hang on a bit. The 1.2 million, that extra 0.2. Well, actually, you need about 600,000 to get here. But anything above that is useful for those donation missions. So. Any of these low ones, you know, in the tens of thousands. Now we're cordial with him, so he'll give us some missions now. But what I'll do, I'll just show you the nav beacon, and then if you don't get these donations, or if you haven't got enough, you can just try this, and then we'll be back and then looking at the mission board again. So I'm pretty sure now, next refresh, that that guy that did those charity missions will be offering me some of the ones that we want. So this is the alternative method. So what we need to do is get our ship back to fighting mode. So we need outfitting. Oops. So we need some weapons now. So we want our lasers back. They got them here, pulse lasers. So just the normal 1G. Right. I think they got everything we need here. Pulse lasers. Buying it. Buy. We want some shields. That's optional internal. Don't need the fuel scoop anymore. So we're going to need that to get away from here eventually, and they don't sell them here. So what you want to do now, transfer options, store. So when it's finally time to leave, that will be there. You can jump back in your Sidewinder and or whatever and get back to where you want. So shields, browse shop, shield generators. The one you want is the 2C buy weaves. Probably you could use a 2A, but this one's a lot cheaper and it does the job. So it's very quick to recharge, quicker than that one. It's not as strong, but it recharges quicker. So we got that. We got our guns. We don't need the cargo racks. Back. Have we got enough power? Yeah, we've still got enough power. You could take on some chaff. It's useful. You know, yeah, let's take some chaff. If they've got it. I don't think they have, actually. No, just heat sinks. Oh, what would be useful? Kill warrant scanner. That gets you more money for your bounties, so yeah, it's worth it. C grade. And now, yeah, we're just within the power. 7.2, 7.17. So we're okay, we don't have to do anything. So now we're going to fly out to the nav beacon. Oh. Next thing, the kill warrant scanner. So we've got to do our fire groups now, because before it was done for us in the basic Sidewinder, but this, now that we sold our weapons and bought new ones, you have to assign the fire groups. So one is trigger number 1, that's your normal trigger. So just select the one, press the target button, and it'll go to number 1. You press it again, it goes to 2, but you want 1. Kill warrant scanner, you want a number 2. That's your trigger number 2. So when you pull the trigger number 2, whatever that is, or press the button, the kill warrant scanner will go off. Now here's a little trick. A lot of people complain about kill warrant scanners as being a waste of time because they take so long to scan the ship. But what you want to do is put the secondary fire button onto a switch that stays on. So if you're using a keyboard or you've got a keyboard, put it on the caps lock key. And then when you get to the place where you're bounty hunting, switch it on and leave it on. And the kill warrant scanner will be totally automatic after that. If you've got a joystick, you need a switch that stays on. So not one that you just press and it goes back off again, like a trigger. You need it on a switch stays on. So on an X52 or joysticks like that, you've got a slider. So you slide it forward and it stays in position. So that's the one for the kill warrant scanner. Or one of the rotating knobs, you just turn it and then it stays in position. The same thing, the kill warrant scanner stays on. And then every ship you target, you'll see the kill warrant scanner going off. I'll show you that later. So you don't have to worry about the data link scanner. We're not doing any data. So, and we're not going to do any priorities or anything like that. So that's all you need.